Hi, it is me, Miss Jarina Starr, and I'm back with another blog. Right, so I've had quite an eventful weekend. Yes, I have. I went to Speaker's Corner. Yes, me, little old Jarina Starr, went to Speaker's Corner. If you don't know what Speaker's Corner is, it's basically a place that's been around in a park for like over 100 years, 200 years, where people can speak and have speeches on political issues that interest them. And I happen to have gone to the park. It's in Marble Arch, and met along with another YouTuber called Betty. And yeah, I just had a look around Speaker's Corner just to see what's happening, what's popping, because I've never been before, a long time ago, but it was somewhere where I just sort of, when I was wandering in Hyde Park and just found it by chance. But yeah, so this time I thought I'd go down and see what the discussions are of the day, and yeah, hopefully get involved. So I didn't have high hopes. So when I first turned up, the first thing I noticed was the fact that it looked tiny. It's just literally, it looks like a car park um, on the edge of the park, and that's it. And there was a couple of people standing next to the tree, and yeah, it was quite, not many people were there when I arrived. It was quite early, and I saw a guy with a horn on his head. It was quite weird, Asian, very dark Asian. Asked him a couple of questions. He asked me my age, and all the other people in the crowd were like, "You don't ask a woman her age. Like, you just don't go there." Maybe because he felt I was too knowledgeable, and he had to ask me how old I was because I knew too much in my young, tender age. So obviously, I didn't give him my age because it's none of his beeswax. How old are you, Grandad? And then he ended up being quite rude. So then I walked away with my friend, and we just sat down on the chair and we were just talking. And then I happened to have met another black girl there as well. Forgot her name. I think it's Yvana. But she was so lovely. She's never been to a Speaker's Corner just like myself. And she basically, yeah, she found it interesting. She's like, "Why did I not know about this place?" And I was like the same as well. Why did I not know about this place? If more black girls found out about Speakers Corners, it would be more fun, because when I was there with my friend, it was just full of religious people, whether it's Bible bashers, whether it's, yeah, them or the Islamists. That's all it was. There just was not enough, diversity of people. And yeah, I mean, me and my friend were like the only black girls there. The rest was just dominated by Arabs and Asians and Somalians. And yeah, so yeah, a lot of males. I honestly felt like there was just too many men there, and the song that came to my head was, "We need some more girls in here. We need some more girls in here," because there just was too many mans. There was too many men in that park. It was annoying. Yeah, so, but I had my little girl group going on, and we felt very powerful because when us black girls hang out together, yeah, we feel very powerful. We really are. So we're not scared of them. Bunch of blokes. Who were they? So yeah, we had our little crew, and when I tried to have a debate with some so-called scholar who was wearing a daishiki and he's basically of Caribbean origin, and he had like a henna tattoo on his beard like a Somalian. He's not even a Somalian. The first thing I looked at him was, "Why are you dyeing your beard for? Stop begging. You're not Somalian. You don't need to have a red beard. Like, what's that all about?" I was just shocked. And he had on this muumuu, a colourful, well, it's not a muumuu, it's a daishiki with a matching trousers, and he's supposed to be the scholar. And when I was trying to have a debate with him, basically he was talking about the fact that Africans should just not go outside of Africa to talk about history. He basically said that the ancient Greeks had nothing to do with the original ancient Greeks were not people of color. That's what he was saying, and I was saying actually they were people of color because the Greeks that you see there now are not the same as the ancient Greeks. The ancient Greeks were people called they were from a tribe called Medanites. That's it, and they're basically I would call the dark Asians that you see in Asia right now, the really dark ones. They really originated from ancient Greece, and so they were colored people. So he was saying that the ancient Africans didn't leave Africa. They were incapable of building a boat to travel and go to all the other continents. And I was arguing that while I was trying to have a discussion with him, some cheerleader, a friend of his, just came up and was actually being very annoying. He had glasses on and he was like, "Oh, where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence?" And I was like, "Excuse me, like I'm trying to have a discussion here, and you're just butting in. Like those annoying people that just butt in. He's one of them. And see, you don't have any proof. You lost the argument. I was like, okay. I said, okay, you're mansplaining now. Basically, if you don't know the term mansplaining means using your male privilege and your big massive self with your shoulders and your loud voice to shut down the other person. And he was doing that a lot, and I found him annoying. And I honestly thought he was just a passerby, and I was like, oh, he's really engaging and he's interested. Like, no, it's his bloody friend, and he's literally there trying to dictate how the speech goes and trying to make it look like his friend is right, and it was just fake. I just realized it was staged, literally, when I realized that they know each other and they're winking at each other, and I was like, oh, okay, so you guys are mates. Okay, well, you and your tag team can go. That's fine. There's no point me having a discussion because it's like speaking to a brick, basically a wall, because there was no two-way conversation. It's like, this is what I'm talking about, this is what I believe in, and I'm right, and I'm not going to listen to what you have to say. And it's like, that's not a debate. So they're just using their male privilege and their mansplaining skills to just literally think that they're right. And another word for mansplaining is being condescending. So yeah, I just had to cut it off, and it's just very hard to have debates with men. And I just feel like in that park, because there's been so much men there for so long, that they're just used to things just being very male driven. And when females come there, then they feel like, oh, it's a change, and they don't like that change, and they're not used to debating with women. That's what I feel, and that's why it was very hard to get through to them. And so while I was having that, so my other friend was having a debate with a Somalian guy. It was a Somalian guy that's obviously into his religion, and was wearing the full outfit and had a beard, and he was just asking questions like, don't you feel like our religion isn't being under attack? Don't you think they're attacking Islam? Like, he was genuinely asking a question. It was fine. He was trying to debate with my friend. And then tag team comes along, this Asian guy. I don't know what it is with the Asian guys in that park, but they just seem to have, like, I don't know, they're using the black guys as their little soldiers, or like they're acting like, what's the word, slave owners. Like, he came from nowhere and was like, butting into conversation. And then I remembered him from before, and I was like, oh God, here he goes again. That's what I said. And he's like, that's my brother. I was like, no, that's not your brother. You're Asian. He's Somali. That's not your brother. Stop trying it. And he's like, no, that's my brother. And I'm like, oh, God's sake, your mum and his mum do not know each other. Stop saying he's your brother just because you have the same religion. And it's, again, he just started arguing, and I just ignored him, and eventually he left. But yeah, I just think that if you do go to Speaker's Corner as a female, go in a group of girls, because it's much better, it's more fun, and you won't have these annoying mansplaining, annoying patriarchal, annoying people just coming in there and demanding that they're right. And just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, but I did like Speaker's Corner. I thought it was different. I think having a debate is a good thing. It's a good skill, and people should debate more, because it's a good skill to have. But I just feel like there's quite a few people in there who don't know how to debate, and if they feel like their point of view hasn't been put across, then they get aggressive. So I just think that that's the problem with having too much males, because there's all that testosterone and yes, it can be very hard to, what's the word? It can be very hard to compromise with all that testosterone. So, Speaker's Corner was definitely very interesting. It's bloody hot. It's quite cold at night, so I've put the heater on now. I'm just turning it off because it gets hot. Like, I can't put the heater on for too long. So anyway, I just, I felt really excited to be there because I've never been there, and I'll definitely go again. And if I do go again, I'll plan it and maybe give a speech because, the whole point that I was there with my friend was to let everyone know that, we need to be more pro-African and what's the word? Yeah, African unity. And, that was our mission. That's my mission. And that was the girls that I was with. And, we need to try and bring a lot of the young black men in that park to their roots. Their main priority should be African development and African power of the world. That's what I would want to go in there for, and it's a great place to promote your ideas, and I definitely push for that. Another thing I would like to talk about is generally, the whole world's attention is on Africa because our continent is so wonderfully blessed with all the diamonds and gold and uranium, because we are a blessed people from God, and our continent matches that with all the diamonds and golds and uranium and what's the other one, vibranium, that's on the continent. And yeah, I just wanted to say, because of that, there's a lot of haters, and these haters are outside agents that are constantly trying to pit one tribe against the other. It's all over Africa. They don't talk about it, but these are, Western nations, people from around the world trying to pit one tribe against the other, using social media to kill their neighbor. And I just think it's so sad. They just do not want peace on our continent. And we Africans have had enough. We really have had enough with all this tribal nonsense. They use anything to divide us, and we must, you know, see the bigger picture and not fall for it. But obviously, there's a lot of, uneducated young teenage people, that can be influenced by this, and we just need to educate. We need to educate our youth to make sure that they don't fall in the trap. Because recently, in the past couple of days in Ethiopia, some youths in the farmer region on the outside region of Addis Ababa, they literally followed orders on social media from some outside agents, the tribal fanatics, to carry out murder on their neighbors, and they did that. And it's just so gross. And now the people of Addis Ababa are protesting about it. And well, the case with Ethiopia is the fact that the government is also involved. They use this kind of terror to control the people. And, who is the regime being funded by? The West, obviously. So, I just feel like it's a massive conspiracy, and it's to make the people of Ethiopia afraid, and it needs to stop. Seriously, you cannot be using. I mean, first of all, they made the youth, the farmers in that region, ignorant. They didn't teach them the national working language, which is Amharic. They only told them that you can speak in your regional language. They had these regional police officers there. They have the regional mayors, and they're kind of cuckoo. And, they're acting like gods in that region, and there's just no accountability. So the people of Addis Ababa are quite rightly fed up, and they want to see justice. You want to see, people arrested for what they just did, what happened. And now, because, the people have risen up and they're now protesting, the regime, the police is like, oh, we're here. But they don't really trust them, and I don't blame them. People don't trust them because even the people behind the government, they're dodgy. I mean, it's all a planned thing to cause fear around Ethiopians, so that they don't unite and overthrow the government completely. But this is just, what's happening there. It's also happening in other regions of Africa, like Nigeria and Ghana, and who who are these people behind such evil in Africa? Obviously, it's Western influence. They know what's happening in Africa, and they pretend they don't know about these attacks, but they're behind it. And that's why I'm pro African unity. I don't believe in tribalism. I feel like all these foreigners from around the world have used tribalism to their advantage, whether it was during slave trade. They used tribalism to, pit one tribe against the other and sell one tribe against the other. And it just needs to stop. We need to, you know, go higher and just stop this whole tribalism and this land is mine nonsense, because we Africans have been traveling around Africa. We've always been, that's how it is. But when the Westerners came, it's like, oh, they've divided people and said, oh, you're going to stay here, this is your land. It's like, no, us Africans are really mobile people, and we should have access to the whole continent of Africa. Don't divide us up in tiny little tribes, because we are free people that roam. We've roamed the planet literally as the first people on earth, the first modern humans. Now they want to just pit us and put us in little tiny tribal prisons and with little prison guards. No, no, no. We're too great for that. We're too great. Okay, we are. We invented civilization. We invented how we invented the fire. We invented the wheel. Little things like that that you guys take benefit from. And yeah, we deserve more than just staying in a tribal prison with some idiot ruling over us. No, we Africans need to be free and travel around, and we need to stop this neo-colonialism that's happening with all these countries that are having their evil eyes on our continent. We need to sort of have a shield to ward off their evil eyes and their evil intentions. And, because we are holy people, we do pray to God and we believe in the Most High. And yeah, so just notice that. And it's not only in Ethiopia, it's happening in different countries. They're just testing the, waters, and it just needs to stop. And as Black African diasporans, when we're around the world, whenever something like that happens in Africa, you should be connected to it. You shouldn't be like, oh, they're Africans, oh, I'm British. No, no, because whatever happens in Europe, Americans are like, oh, what's happening in the motherland? So we need to be like that as Black people around the world. When they take the piss with African countries, we need to stand up and talk about it. Just because they have funny names, don't say that. Like, just because they have funny names, you shouldn't say, oh, I'm not going to get involved. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I'm just having my tea right now, so just watching some music video. Yeah, that's a really good tea. So on top of that, that was a really interesting weekend. Oh, that's all I can say. It has been a really interesting weekend. Yeah, so I just want to hear your point of view. Do you think that we need to be more vocal with the whole African unity thing going on? Should Speaker's Corner be more pro-African and pro-Black and pro-unity? Because I feel like that's what's lacking. A lot of the stuff there is just religion and debating against the three main religions. And I just feel like it needs to change with the time. People should be more aware of the geopolitical times we're living in. I am Miss Jarena Star. I have been back with another blog, and I'll be back again. Bye.